to the demonstration video for the Resource Identification Initiative beta test provided on the antibodies-online.com website. The Resource Identification Initiative aims to improve the identification of antibodies referenced in peer-reviewed publications. This beta test consists of 3 steps, and I'm going to walk you through each of these in the following. Step number 1 is the identification of a recent publication that contains references to antibody regions. I've chosen a paper here and I've opened the full text version of it. Within this full text version you can see that I have marked a reference to an antibody that was used. This brings us to step number 2. Find the unique identifier for the reported antibodies in the antibody registry. Within the antibody registry, opened here, you can see that each antibody gets a unique antibody ID based on the vendor and catalog number. So I take my antibody identification as it appears in the paper, here, and put it as a search term in the search bar of the antibody registry. What I get is an antibody ID for this particular antibody. This brings us to step number 3. Record the results in the fillable form, which refers to the Resource Identification Initiative survey. You're confronted with a couple of questions. First off, about the paper, the references in the paper to your antibody, then an exact designation of your antibody within the paper, and a couple of other questions. Like, for example, the supplier, how the antibody appears on the supplier site. In order to find out how the antibody appears on the supplier site with its exact name, you might have to go to the supplier site, as I've done here. The survey asks you to do this for 5 antibodies all in all. Subsequently, there are a couple of questions pertaining to the survey itself. We appreciate very much your time and help and wish you a good day.